Good morning, everybody. It's January 7th, 2025. My name is Malcolm. I have a cup of coffee. I have some good news for this morning. And I have all of you guys. So thanks for joining me on this Tuesday morning. Or Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning. I don't know the day of the week. Who am I? Today is National Bobblehead Day. Cool little bobbleheads. I thought about getting bobbleheads for my channel. No. They're like $50 to $75 a pop, each one. As far as like getting one custom made with like me on there or something like that, it's just too much. I can get coffee mugs way cheaper as far as like promotional or merch and things like that. I don't know. I can't afford that kind of thing if people aren't really going to buy it. Just saying. So, but yeah, Bobblehead Day. Terry is a living bobblehead himself. I mean, just look at him. If you ever seen a picture of him, you'll understand. He looks like a real life bobblehead. Good morning, Terry, and good morning, Mel. Oh, there's Mary as well. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, National Bobblehead Day. Nicolas Cage, his birthday's today. He was born in 1964. Just a little fun fact, if you're a Nicolas Cage fan. He's a good actor, but he just does. He's not like, ooh, there's a movie with Nicolas Cage. I gotta go see that. If it just happened to have Nicolas Cage in it, that would be fine with me. Some of his movies, I don't think he's like a great actor, in my opinion. Some people love him. Just one or the other. Hey, Jay Twist, good morning to you. Terry's still at home with his truck in the shop. Dang, man, how you gonna get back on the road again soon? But anyway, he's known for Nicolas Cage movies. What's one that comes to mind? I can't even remember. That's how much I don't keep up with him. But yeah, so Nicolas Cage. And I go on. I digress. I keep babbling. That's what I do if you're new to the channel. And then Mary's on here again. Yay, Mary! Here's a cool story, and it involves coffee. That's one of the things. It's Coffee with Malcolm. We're going to talk about coffee. There's a return of the cafe sospeso, which translates to suspended coffee. No, we're not talking about cups of coffee hovering in the air. It's a coffee shop trend reviving a century-old tradition of kindness. I'm sure no one has to go without a cup of coffee during the wintertime. And basically what it is, when you buy yourself a coffee, you pay for two, and the bartender or the barista logs the second one as suspended. And then if somebody in need comes in, they can ask, hey, is there suspended coffee available? They're like, yes, there is. And then they'll get that cup of coffee for free. It's kind of like paying it forward type thing, but it's a suspended coffee. I don't know if any of the shops around here do anything like that. It didn't specify where this was being done, but suspended coffee. You can buy a second cup and then give it to a complete stranger. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to give and help people out. And a cup of coffee, if you're already paying $6, $7 for a cup and you can afford that, throw another one in there. And let somebody else have a cup. I think that would be abused, though, in some areas where somebody's just like, I'll take one of those suspended coffees and then just walk out even though they could afford it. It's people like that ruin it for everybody else. But that's probably why it's not as popular as it could be. But yeah, free coffee. Hey, Wesley, how's it going? Good morning to you. Everybody here. Well, we got a question today. What NBA player used to play in the Globetrotters? And I put a few up there for you to choose from. Most people think Larry Bird, and then second place is Magic Johnson. We'll let that hold off for a second before I tell you exactly who that is. And so I'm going to skip that story for right now. But Globetrotters, imagine that. Cool little story about them. Let's see here. But got WTF news video came out last night. If you guys haven't seen it, it involves reserved parking spaces. I thought it was kind of funny. I saw somebody talking about it, like a skit type thing, and I was like, that's hilarious. I gotta make a WTF news about that. So I don't know. It just struck me as funny. Some people were like, boo or whatever. I'm like, it's a joke. Come on, laugh a little bit. It's okay. I'm sure there's jokes that go the other way just as much, if not more. So we got a couple people from Texas here this morning. That's great, man. Glad you're here. Let's find out. No Ramesh this morning. He joined us yesterday and told us that it was going to be a 9 out of 10 day. I had to say, it was a pretty good day yesterday. His forecast was right on, I believe. Didn't win the lottery, but I went to an improv jam last night. hanging out with some people, just playing around with some different type of methods of improv. And, they call it a jam session, like a rehearsal type thing, except more fun. But yeah, let's see here. Raising Arizona. I'm missing some of the texts. We're going to ask what kind of day are we going to have a good day today? And it just straight up said yes. So the Magic 8 Ball says we're going to have another good day. I'm not going to question it. We got a good answer, and we're going to run with it. I'm not messing with that. I still like the coffee espresso idea. Suspended coffee. I think it's Italian. Cafe Sospeso. I've done, I haven't done, maybe once or twice. I'd be paying for something, and then, or I see the guy in front of me counting change or something, or didn't have enough, and I'm like, I got you, man. I'll take care of that. It's something little, a snack or something like that. They're at the gas station. I've done that once, maybe twice. And it's just, and then, I do it in an area that I don't visit. So, like, I'm traveling somewhere and it's in a random place. I'm not looking for people to, like, find me later. Thanks for that time, remember? And it's like, whatever, it's done. But you see those people that do that kind of stuff, paying it forward. The grocery store, you seen those videos? Where the person comes up and says, how much is your grocery bill? And they tap their own card and walk off. And they, like, pay for everybody, the person's groceries. And they're like, did that person just pay for my groceries? They do it for clicks on the internet, obviously. But, yeah, it's a different way. Or the drive-through. I'll buy the next guys. Give me $20 towards that guy there or something like that. I don't know how they do it. But they do it. Every time you see me, you think of mangled toes and ducks. Oh, I'm glad I ring that thought to you, Mary. Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Raising Arizona. He did the, what was the one where he was like the skeleton that caught on fire? Some comic book character. I can't remember that. That's the one that pops into my head. I don't know. But yeah. He was what was that? You guys ought to know that one. But yeah, grab life by the horns this year, 2026. Is everybody living up to their New Year's resolutions? Anybody? I know I'm not. You know why? Because I didn't make any. No obligations for me this year. I just want to have a good year. Keep doing this show with you guys. This is what I like to keep rolling. All right, so Harlem Globetrotters started in 1927 on this day. They played their first game, and the whole team collectively got paid $75 for the first. That would break it down maybe $3 or $4 a person, or maybe a little more. And then they were just playing basketball as a team that kind of traveled around. They didn't actually go doing their little tricks and antics, like spinning on their finger and do these crazy dribbles and stuff until like 1937. So 10 years later, like, they did a couple of tricks, the audience liked it, and they're like, keep doing that. And they started playing little goofy things on the court, which got people excited and made it fun to watch. But that's what they did back in 1927 to 37. I think it was somewhere in the story it said in the 50s. Was it the 50s or 60s? Early 60s when black people were actually allowed to play in the NBA. So I think it was probably the 50s. But anyway, the Globetrotters themselves weren't an NBA team, but they'd show up as like an act type thing. Wilt Chamberlain is the player that used to be in the Globetrotters and then went to the NBA. Wilt Chamberlain. He's a legend in basketball, along with these other ones that I listed in here. They're all legends as well, in their own regard. But yeah, Wilt Chamberlain was a Globetrotter at one time. I don't know if he took any of those tricks to the NBA court, but yeah. The Globetrotters visited your school several times when you were young. I've never seen them. I've seen them on TV. I think it's really cool how they can trick and do all this different stuff with the basketball and just make it entertaining and fun. Yeah. Who is the short one of the Globetrotters? I don't know. Ghost Rider. That's the Nicolas Cage movie, Ghost Rider. I don't know why. I thought that was a really horrible movie. I didn't like that one, Ghost Rider. But I don't know the comic book either. I'm not like a villain or superhero comic book enthusiast, so I just don't have any allegiance to any type of a Marvel or DC or whatever type thing. Mm-hmm. You saw the Globetrotters a couple years ago, Terry? Curly Neal is the short one, or was the short one. Is he still the short one? That'd be a lot of playing on basketball. Yeah, I'd like to see him. if I knew that were coming in my area, it'd be cool to go watch them play. And again, I'm not crazy about huge venues, stadiums, or concerts, but could make an exception. Or spice it up, guys. In 37, yeah, you're just playing basketball. I think it was just accidental. They just started just having fun, goof around, and then the audience loved it, and they're like, "Whoa, let's keep this going. This is our niche. This is what's going to keep us or make our name famous." Was the tricks and antics. But yeah, love some concerts. I've been to one concert 20 years ago. I've only been to one. It was a Kiss/Aerosmith concert. It was pretty cool. Lots of people there, very crowded. But I don't think I'd ever go to another concert again. I'll just turn the radio on. I'm kind of lame like that. Now, if they did like a private concert, small venue, that'd be cool. But big names aren't doing that. If they do it, it's not scheduled. It's like spontaneous. They start playing a couple songs at a local place. But yeah. Metal Arc Lemon. I'm not sure. But anyway. Globetrotters. Cool stuff. Detroit. One last little story we can go over. Some good news about Detroit. And they got a bad rap over the past 10 years or so. Being the city that's completely run down and abandoned. Jobs. There's no jobs and all this other stuff. Well, they're making a rebound. They're coming back, Detroit. They had they call it the Blight Scheme. Cuts abandoned homes from 47,000 to less than 1,000. So all these abandoned homes that were just kind of littering the suburbs around Detroit. They either flipped them or tore them down or something like that, but cleaned them all up and trying to get Detroit back on its feet. They say vacant homes are magnets for crime and create safety problems for nearby residents. Yeah, if it's really neglected house, rotting and falling in on itself, yeah, you can see different people squatting in there and causing problems as far as like the neighbors. I don't know, bring bad stuff to it. You want the neighborhood to look good. You want to live in a nice neighborhood. Everybody does, right? Or have nice neighbors, at least. But yeah, they got it down to 1,000, less than 1,000, and they're still working on it. So that's kind of cool. They've been cleaning up the city. Detroit. Rachel went to Detroit a couple times. She bragged about it. Thought the downtown area was really nice, and they had a really good commercial sector. But as far as the residential, it's sad when all those jobs leave an area like that, and it just completely decimates a town or city. It takes a long time to come back from that. Can't come back overnight, you know. Crack houses are insane. Just bulldoze neighborhood after neighborhood in Detroit. Yeah, they just had to get rid of them. Drug people going in these houses, laying in there doing drugs, dealing drugs out of them, things of that nature. Then you get violence, shootings and stuff. It just builds and compounds and grows. You got to destroy it. You got to nip it, take it out. You know. Yeah, they've been bulldozing those houses for 30 years. Michigan sucks. The unions ruined it. Yeah. What was this? Go watch the Savannah Bananas baseball team. I've seen those on the internet. They dress in all yellow, and they're about to catch a ball, and they'll do a flip and catch the ball behind their back. And it's like the Globetrotters of baseball. I have seen them on the internet. They're really cool looking. I mean, they're fun to watch on the internet. Catch them doing all these different things. Their mascot's crazy. But yeah. I thought about that. It's the Savannah Bananas. I didn't know their name. I just kind of scrolled around and came across it. Oh, that's fun and cool to watch. We got Closed AI is here this morning. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. But anyway, like I said, I'm staying here in the South. I'm a good old Southern boy, I guess. Not going anywhere. Just sticking to my little 5-mile radius. Something like that. But anyway, that's my 15 minutes. I got to run. Watch the WTF news from last night. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Remember, compliment a stranger. You might make somebody smile. And I'll see you guys next time, everybody. Bye.